Adventures here with the next video in my A to Z of my MSX collection. And now we're up to the very tricky letter of Q. I do not actually have any titles that start with Q, well, so I thought. There aren't very many in the actual database if you go and have a look. There's an excellent version of Qbert, although it's not the same as the arcade game. I wouldn't mind that one, but even a loose card of that goes for a reasonable amount of money. Then I thought, I'm sure I've had a game that starts with Q. Then I realised I wrote one. And it's actually on my, now, I mean separately on tape, but it's on my EA Classics The Early Years. Don't have a screenshot on this, but it's actually called Quasimodo, and it was modelled after a Spectrum game called Hunchback. Not wanting to call my game exactly the same name, I changed mine to Quasimodo. So I do actually have a game starting with Q. A little bit of a cheat, I suppose, but as I've said, I suppose I can allow my own games to be included in this list because they are technically in my collection. And now even more so, here's a physical copy. So, without further ado, let's go and have a bit of a play with it. Right, here we go with EA Classics fired up. It just has a menu written in BASIC that boots up from the disk. There's 33 games on here, so there's several pages, and Quasimodo is hiding on page 2. So let's go with J. Now, all of these games are written in BASIC, some with some machine code. Now, Unisoft was my name before I changed and set on Electric Adventures, which is pretty much in the same year as this one would have been written. Now, it's written in BASIC. It's obviously very heavily inspired by a Spectrum game that I pretty much just saw in magazines. There was no YouTube back then and no gameplays, and I never had the game for the Spectrum, so but I was quite interested in the look of the game. It also is a good example of what you can do in Spec Video, which is what it was written in, and MSX Basic. It doesn't have a lot of sound effects though, so really quite simple. But the idea of the game is to get from the left hand side of the screen to the right, and there are a number of screens to go through. And as you can see, I did high score table and even a little demo intro mode. It does take a little bit to draw our screen, and our soldiers in the pit do look a little primitive, but anyway, so you go and you've got to jump over the empty pits and ring the bell. Quite simple to start with. Now we have the soldiers are, oops, there we go, got me, putting spikes up. Played my own game for a while, so I'm pretty bad at it. And I think the time it takes you to get across is what your score is. Now, if that's a fireball, to hit the fireball, fireball, I will die. Also, falling in the pit dies is what he dies as well. Now, no machine code was used for this game. There's not a tremendous lot of objects moving. One's coming down from the top. I think there's 20 screens. Now we're starting to mix up some of the hazards. That was close. Fireball again. Said any of my games are easy. Oh, that's all the levels I did, obviously, so there we go, I've gone round again. I haven't actually played this game for many years. Oh, right up the jacksie. Oh, and got me again. Oh, still got a life, alright. Sorry about that, got interrupted by a munchkin, which happens a lot around here. So, my game from Q, Yeah, I mean, look, I released this game back in the day, and it was called Quasimodo. It was on a pack with other games, though, so I suppose a bit harder to find, and there really aren't a lot of Q games. Right, and the next letter is R, where we have quite a lot to choose from, and also after that S and T, so the next couple are actually going to be very difficult because of having to make the choice. So I'll hopefully be able to do that for you all soon. So thanks to all my subscribers, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next time.